Today on The Grid, we are talking about how to edit your photo. We asked our viewers to send in some unretouched RAW or JPEG images, and we're going to take them through Photoshop and Lightroom or whatever is necessary here on The Grid today. Mr. Kuna is here. He's Kuna-sizing as we speak. That's the new craze, by the way, out in Hollywood. Kuna-sizing, they call it. You can go to any of the gyms, and they offer Kuna-sizing. Anyway, we got some giveaways. We got some fun stuff, and it's going to be a fine day, I think, on The Grid. And it all starts in 23.2 seconds. Let's go.
The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the tripod alternative that is changing the world. Everybody has a Platypod. You should too. Go to platypod.com.
Hey, we're here.
Let's go.
There we go.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Grid. Today is How to Edit Your Photo Day. We're going to be looking at images, like I said, from folks who've sent in images for us to do. But before we get to that, I've got some really important stuff to talk about. Really important. All right. Now, you might have heard me talk a few weeks ago about that Chili's made a startling announcement.
Mm-hmm.
Chili's announced a new spicy chicken sandwich, and it is, I went and tasted it. I went and did it. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
It is right up there with Popeyes. In fact, it feels like, this is my own words, just my opinion, a ripoff of Popeyes. It feels like we're going after Popeyes. However, their marketing is kind of, we're going after McDonald's McCrispy, which is actually not bad. It's actually pretty good now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not great, but it's pretty good. I mean, KFC is still phenomenal until this thing. Now, it's not a fast food drive-thru. You have to go to Chili's and stuff. But I got one takeout the other day.
Right.
They got great curbside. I got one. And I want you to see a picture of this is the actual chicken sandwich that I was served. My wife took that picture with her iPhone. Look at the size of it. Now, you don't realize that bun is huge. That's a huge bun. It's a much larger than you would get. The bun itself, larger than you would get at Chick-fil-A or any of those places, or
right.
KFC or whatever. But there is like a full chicken breast on either side of the sandwich. So I ate the left breast.
Which is suspect in itself.
I know. What kind of chicken was this? Then I ate the other side, and I couldn't finish the sandwich. Like, I could eat about half of the sandwich. I was so full, and that was all I had was that right there. It is phenomenal. It is incredibly good. Like the quality of the chicken and the breading and everything is just absolutely delicious.
Sponsored by Chili's.
Sponsored by Chili's. No, but it is. I think it's the new king of chicken sandwiches. I've had two of them now. Now I get the spicy, so it's more like
Chili's. Contact us, obviously.
No, but let me tell you what. In my news feed, day before yesterday, it was basically the hottest restaurant in America is Chili's.
Yeah.
Now, what Chili's has done is they made their version of a Big Mac. It's called the Big Smasher.
It's very good.
Same ingredients. It's very good.
Very good.
Same ingredients, but with a bigger burger and a bigger bun. And it's just like it's a bigger Big Mac. Then they did the Big QP, which is the
quarter pounder with
cheese. And now they've done the
It's not the quarter pounder with cheese legally, right? But
right. No,
we all know.
We all know what QP stands for. It's not
know.
Quaker Poats.
We all know.
We all know. Anyway, tell you what. Now they have a deal on it too, right? You get it and a bunch of stuff for like $10.99.
I know that's the best. That it's 3 for me.
Yeah.
My daughter makes fun of me all the time.
Oh no,
I'm a cheapskate.
I'm in the love fest with Chili's.
A salad or soup and the sandwich.
Yeah,
like, you can't beat
for
that.
$10.99. It's amazing. All right.
Beat that.
So anyway, I just had to show you that picture because, like, what kind of chicken is that? I'll tell you what kind of chicken it is. A tasty one. Okay, feeds a family of 4. All right, that was the chicken news.
There we go.
I don't have any shots to show from my Switzerland trip yet. I haven't even really had a chance to go through. I've looked at I've got 4 images. I just haven't had a chance.
Well, and I think next week
week
we might be doing some of that because I haven't even shown any from I had the air show. I had some great stuff from the air show.
Oh yeah, I saw some of your stuff online that looked great.
I did this night shot that I've been going after with this P51 because I know we both love the P51 Mustang.
It's one of my favorites.
And I was able to light paint it at night, and it was really cool.
Is that the one with the star trails and all
Yeah.
that? Oh, it's a good shot.
Yeah.
So we'll hopefully be able to show you those next Thursday. But between now and next Thursday, something really big is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Our Lightroom conference. I think, is this the 6th year we've done it? 5 or 6 years now?
I think it might be the 6th year. I could be wrong.
It's something. I think
between
it's
5 and 6.
I think it's the 6th year that we've
I think
done it.
It is 6.
And it's going to be huge. Over 1,000 photographers from all over the world that use Lightroom are going to all be coming together next week to learn all the latest stuff, and they're going to learn the things that are already in Lightroom that maybe they don't realize is there.
Mm-hmm.
But I want you to consider this, right? The look that you've been waiting for, like whatever the look is that you've been after, it could literally be 2 clicks away.
Yeah, you just don't know.
You just don't know. And I tell you what, you go through this. Now, it's 2 days, right? It's 2 days, and there's a free
there's
bonus
3 days.
pre-conference day.
It's 3 days.
Yeah, there's a day before the official conference where you can
There's
catch some
pre-conferences.
classes. And then, oh, by the way, Terry White is teaching a class that day called
Mm-hmm.
Which Lightroom is Right for Me, and it's terrific. But there's
Yeah, 'cause
also
that's a
other,
class that a lot of people ask for because they're like, I
Yeah.
don't know which version. So Terry's teaching all class
and
on
Rob
that.
Sylvan, if you're new to Lightroom, Rob Sylvan's teaching you like how to get started in the right way with it. Now, Rob's great. We have an orientation class that day as well, and then it kicks off on Tuesday and Wednesday. It's multiple tracks, and you know what's interesting? You know, we have 4 people from Adobe's Lightroom team teaching at the conference. And these are Adobe employees that are on the Lightroom team that'll be teaching you. Look at this cast there. There's Katrin, there's Rick Floor, there's, scroll down a little bit. I think we're missing somebody. Yeah. There's Meredith. Meredith is one of the most awesome people at Adobe. I'm her biggest fan. So you'll hear me talking a lot about her. And I said Rick. I mentioned.
Well, you can't be. I mean, pretty much everybody there.
Oh yeah, and Serge is there. Terry. Terry's the 4th person. I'm thinking, who's the 4th?
Except
Terry
for that,
White.
Who's that Eric guy? I don't even know who that
Kuna's
is.
there. The Kuna man, Glenn Dewis. It's an incredible. And look, Sean McCormick. I mean, this is just such a great
Yeah.
line. Tracy Sweeney. Oh, she's so good. Look, it's a great cast. Now, here's the thing. I want you to think about this. How long have you been using Lightroom? Just ask yourself. 2 years, 3 years, 5 years?
Golly, it's been a long
You're
time.
probably still struggling with organization and backing up and all this different stuff and all. You're 2 days away from having all that fixed. You might be 2 clicks away from getting the look that you've been waiting for all this time.
Well, I'll be honest. Like, I learn stuff all the time. Last year, I remember I was watching the conference, and I always understood it a little bit, but I didn't understand the power of it, of that intersect with the
yeah,
mask.
I know, intersect.
Like, but then so the last year I've been like using the heck out of that.
He's Mr. Intersect. That's what we
And
call
Mr.
him.
Intersect.
And they teach that in the Kunanization classes
It's
out
awesome.
in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So
Intersect.
anyway, I strongly recommend that you go. If you go right now, you can save like $150. And now people will wait till the last minute and they'll pay full price and they'll go. Look at all these classes. And here's the nice thing. It's archived. You can go stream it on demand for a full year. You can watch classes
Yep.
you already saw. You can rewatch them. You can see classes that you might have missed that was going on when you were in a different class. And you can stream it on demand 24/7 for a whole year. So go get your conference pass right now. Don't pay the $299 that some people will do next week. They do it every time. Go right now and sign up. And we would love to have you there. We're going to have a lot of fun. Of course, Eric and I are teaching there. We'll be answering your questions in the chat as well. So go check it. Get on it. So that's at Kelby One Live, Live, KelbyOneLive.com. And we will be hanging out with you next week. And you'll have a great time. You'll learn a lot. You'll make new friends. The community that's around this conference is really unique. And you'll meet all kinds of helpful people. It's a wonderful experience. And it's our 6th year. So I believe it's our 6th year.
Wow.
It could be our 7th
I
year.
see some shots I recognize there.
Oh, yeah. We got some Kuna shots there.
Yeah, I see one where the wind was blowing out on the Outer Banks at about 40 miles an hour taking that shot.
Oh, yeah. I don't think any of these shots are mine.
Look at this, Ramy. I think that is in Switzerland, right down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's your shot?
I don't know. My shots
Oh,
aren't
look
any
at the
good.
copyright Scott Kelby is on the Lightroom Classic logo.
Why? Yeah, why is that?
I don't know
Why
about that one.
Wow.
That one might be an error.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. You'll see some of my shots that day. So I am teaching a class on how to edit your travel photos.
Yep.
And I'm also doing a class that I think is more relevant now than ever on portrait retouching all in Lightroom. So I think it's
There you go.
very relevant. It's never been easier or better than it is right now in Lightroom's history. Okay,
Very cool.
so we asked some folks to send us some images, and you know what? Let's
we
go
gotta-
through our giveaways
We got to do
first.
prizes,
Go ahead.
and then we'll probably we'll take a break real quick, and then we can come back and just hit them up.
and then we can also look at the chicken sandwich anytime we want.
So we're going to be giving away a Platypod mag today on the show. We're going to be giving away a copy of the iPhone photography book. You can get that over on Amazon as well. And then the night photography book. You'll be able to win that today. And the Adobe Photoshop Lightroom Classic book we're going to be giving away. And then a copy of On One No Noise AI. So to enter that, I believe there's a link to enter that. So you're going to go to a link. They'll probably drop that in the chat. I think it's kel.by/grid prize. So go to kel.by/grid prize.
Grid
Probably drop that in the
prize.
chat too. And
Drop
then,
it in the chat.
yeah, we'll fill out that form. Tell us what you want to win. Pick a winner at the end of the show. There you go.
All right, one more thing before we roll on. So we got my first advanced copy of my brand new book, the second edition of my book called the iPhone Photography Book. For the past 5 years, the old version of this book was my best-selling book in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
It was just nuts. It's been translated into all kinds of different languages. And so this is our first copy off press. When it comes off press, they ship us one by FedEx. The rest are coming on a boat from South Korea. It's going to be a little bit before it gets here. However, the publisher is giving us a deal if you want to pre-order it and be the first ones to get it this summer. And the deal is, I think it's 40% off. 40% is too cheap. 40% off. And I thought we had a graphic to show, but maybe we don't.
Yeah.
And then, so the book's publisher is Rocky Nook. Let me see if we, on the break, we can find you the link. Oh, there it is. That's it right there. Boom. There it is. Hey, how you like that fancy code they came up with?
iPhone.
40% off.
Those are the kind of codes I love.
I know, I do
It's
love
like,
it. I love
it's easy.
simple.
iPhone.
So the codes to get 40% off, and you'll be among the very first to get them. You'll get them before probably they even show up on Amazon. Because
Usually-
Amazon
'cause
needs
Rocky Nook gets them before
5 weeks lead time or some crazy thing. So I would just go ahead and get on that now. So because I mean we're already into May, so or about to be into May tomorrow. So that's it. And
All right.
this book has got all the latest stuff, all the latest OS, all the latest. It's packed full of stuff. And I think what made this book so popular was I basically, it's a book about photography, and your camera happens to be the iPhone. I show you how to leverage the iPhone, how to get great pictures on the iPhone, and every picture in the whole book is taken on the iPhone. But there's some things that you can do, some settings you can do, some photographic things you can do that make your iPhone just absolutely rock. And so that's what the book's all about.
Awesome.
All right,
We got to take a break,
that thing.
and when we come back, we'll
Yep.
be editing photos. So
Yeah, we
we'll see
will.
you back here in a couple minutes.
Come join us at kelby1live.com and build your photography skills online. Training is our expertise. Each of you deserves to master Adobe Lightroom. Learn from the best in the business with over 20 sessions. We are dedicated to making you proficient in Adobe Lightroom. Get a competitive advantage and access the digital library for a full year. It's time to join us.
I've been adding the Photoshop magic to movie posters and images for ad campaigns for about 35 years. I'm excited to have a class on compositing. We're going to talk about layer structure, what goes on top and what goes on bottom of your layer stack so that everything makes sense. We're going to talk about masking, lighting, adding shadows, color correction. We're going to talk about depth of field, how you control that and how you use that to focus the eye. And then finally, we're going to talk a little bit about color grading and how you pull it all together with a little bit of a texture on top. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to have a chance to share this with you. Come see my class at kelby1.com.
Hey, we are back, Scott and Eric, and we are looking at your images. This is one that was sent in.
All right, let's
And,
start off with it.
So
And-
we did something a little different this
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And I think it was a smart move. Mr. Kuna, explain it, if you would.
Yeah, so what we were doing, we ask you guys when you submit them, is there something that you're wanting to focus on, like that you're struggling with? And for this image that we have up on screen, the comment was, I've been working on and off on this photo, trying to bring it to the point where it truly reflects what I felt in the moment. I've just struggled with getting it right. I feel like I'm getting close and not quite there yet. And it was talking about how it was smooth and rainy, which is very odd for a Badland, I can tell you that much, because usually Badlands are very dry.
Very dry, right.
So I think maybe trying to bring out that smoothness, bring out that, all that detail there.
And it looks like a long exposure.
It looks like it, yeah.
Like streaky sky. All right.
Yeah.
So you can do this either in Lightroom or Photoshop. It's the same. We're going to use Camera Raw, which is the same sliders and the same everything as Lightroom. I would just start with hitting auto and just see what it does, right? Does it get
Right.
you any closer? Yeah, auto didn't do a bad job. However, you can't just do auto. You have to turn off auto and compare it with, it's a JPEG. I can't. Oh, wait a minute.
It is a raw.
Why can't I choose a profile for it?
I don't know.
So there should be another profile
Yeah,
here.
like adaptive color, right?
Right, adaptive color should be right there. And this is treating it as it's a JPEG, which would only be color and monochrome. That's very odd.
Very odd.
Very odd. And let's
Well,
look
so
at
we'll
wait,
have to go
let's
with
look
auto.
let's look at the white balance. Oh, so this is not right. This is treating this file as a JPEG. So I don't think it is a raw photo. Even though it has a raw name, I don't believe it is a raw photo. Because if this was a raw, I would see shade, cloudy, all the different things. So I think while it's named raw, I don't believe it is a raw photo. It's also a Canon file .cr3, which says that it's from a Canon,
Yep.
taken with a 10 millimeter at a 10, f4 at a 1/15th of a second.
Yeah.
But so our options are limited. It's just auto. All right. Now, the next thing I would do, and it's not like it has to be done in this particular order, but it's crooked. So
Right,
I would
right.
go down here to the, you'll go to geometry and click the little A here next to upright.
Yep.
Just click the A and see what that does. It does absolutely nothing. So we're going to go to the rotate slider, and I would rotate it maybe something like that.
Yep. That's looking a lot better.
Am I too far to the right? Did I go a little too far?
No, I think because the right side's the mountains are a little higher on the right side than the left side, anyways.
All right, that looks pretty good.
Yeah, that looks good. Yeah.
All right, now, if this were a raw photo, there'd be a button here that says I can crop it.
Constrain crop.
Right. So
So
we'll
if not,
we'll have
we're
to
at the scale
have to. Yeah, you could either scale it, just hit the scale and move it up till it fills those holes.
And now we went to 11 millimeters instead of 10.
Yep, now we're at 11. All right. So overall, that looks pretty good. So let me just go back to the main adjustments. So I think your subject is this.
Yes.
So I think what you're going to want here. What the?
It's almost like your Photoshop is like reset or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Something's funky.
Yeah.
I would go in here to light, and let's just see what opening up the shadows a bit more does for the object. Now,
I might even select just that, right?
that's what that was my next thing. Was I can only go a little further than where I was. Like when I hit auto, I'm at 61. I can't go very far. So I might go to the masking tool and say select subject right here.
The top, yeah.
And
That's exactly what I thought the subject would be too.
Yep. And then you can open up the shadows a bunch there. I would say maybe somewhere in there. But the whole image has a little bit of a blue cast to it, and that may be okay, but I'm going to at least try and see what the whole image would look like if I warm it up just a bit with a little bit of yellow.
I wonder if you could warm up the foreground.
Yeah, that's what let me undo that. You're exactly what I was thinking, was instead, let's go and warm up the foreground. And the way to do that is this. Go create a new mask and say select sky, and then choose invert, which is right down here.
Or you could go to that select landscape now.
Yeah, no.
Either way, there's 10 ways to do it.
Right, it'll work. All right, and then warm that up just a little bit. Because I usually think it looks good, especially with, we don't generally see these like type of landscapes as
push some magenta
blue.
into it too.
Yeah, I could push a little magenta.
Just because it's kind of getting that green cast. Now it looks a little, that's more.
All right, okay.
Like, that looks more realistic to even how I remember, like usually Badlands look like that.
All right, so that's looking fairly good. While we're here, let's go ahead and go down to effects, and let's add a little bit of clarity, because that looks nice on the rocks, and a little bit of a lot of texture and a little bit of clarity. We'll add, and I'll toggle that on and off. See how it kind of makes it pop a little?
All of it.
Yeah. Now, here's the question. I have a couple ideas about the sky, but let's just go choose the masking tool and hit select sky. The first thing I normally do is pull back the highlights, and usually to like -100. So look how it brings like depth to the clouds.
Yeah.
So they're not just kind of glowing, they get more depth and dimension. But I do have another thing that I probably would try. Before I leave, because I'm going to have to leave here to do this next thing, before I leave, I would also probably go back down to effects right here, and I would probably add a little bit of a vignette all the way around, probably like a -11, which is my favorite number, just to kind of focus your attention on the rocks or the mountain, whatever you want to call it. And here's before and after. So it's subtle, right? It's supposed to be subtle, but it is there. All right. So at this point, let's just see if we can do a side-by-side here. I might not have a full before and after. Yeah, we're getting there. All right. So let's just click OK. All right, here's what I'm thinking of doing next. Hear me out. Let's go here, and I'm in regular Photoshop. I'm going to go select sky, and I'm going to press Command J, as in Juliet. On Windows, it would be Control J. So I just have the sky on its own layer. Let me just show you.
Yeah, we're just dealing with the sky.
Right. So then I would go under the filter menu, under blur, and I'm going to choose the radial blur. Now when you get in the radial blur, there is a feature here called zoom, and you want to use best quality. Right now it would zoom from the middle of the image towards you, but I want it to zoom kind of from the bottom. Here, let's increase you can see the zoom. See how the middle of the zoom would be here?
Yep.
Because I want it to kind of go out.
So you want it to radiate out.
Right. Now, I will tell you this. This is one filter that, number one,
can't see.
It could use a new dialogue. It could use a new thing. And
it'd be nice to preview.
All right. Hey, before I go on, can you show me real quick? I got to give a shout out to my little buddy Nicholas, who is watching the show today. Nicholas, little buddy. Okay, sorry, back. I had to kind of just say hi to Nicholas. Okay, back to our thing.
Back to our story.
All right. So
it'd be nice if we had a preview, but we don't have a preview.
We don't, and so you just kind of have to try it and hope it works.
Trial and error.
Give it a second. Best quality takes a little longer, obviously, than good or draft. This is to make your long exposure longer. I think I made it a little too long. What do you think?
Yeah, a little too long.
Let's undo it.
This is what you got to do.
Let's go. Yeah, you takes a couple of shots. And you could say I could do draft and
then do it again.
do it again. But let's just go to 50. How's that? Let's try that.
Yeah, let's try that.
I think 50 probably be pretty close. Now, that's not bad right there. That's a
Yes.
pretty nice long.
Yes.
Now, you see that it's also spilling over onto the mountain?
Yep.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go over here and say select subject, which should be the mountain. And then we're going to go back to the zoomy blur layer and just hit delete. So now the zoomy blur is behind the mountain instead of in front.
Yeah.
And there is one little thing. Let me just go make sure. Let me flatten this and go and look and make sure. Do we have a little bit of a glow there? We have a little bit of a glow on the edge. Do you guys seeing that?
Yeah, it's because you kind of went negative 100
Yep.
on the thing,
Yep.
and you push it. Like,
Yep.
that's just going to happen.
Right. So here's how you get rid of it. You go to the clone stamp tool. You go change the mode up here in the options bar, and this is the key from normal to darken. So you're going to choose darken. What does that do? It tells Photoshop, only mess with pixels that are brighter than where I sample. So we're going to sample the sky right next to it. We're going to sample right over here. And then we start painting. And as long as this thing is brighter than where we sample, it will not erase the rock.
It will not change the rock.
It won't
yeah.
change the rock. So here's what we do. You hold the Option key on Mac, Alt key on Windows, and you click once. See how the cursor changes?
Yep.
And then you go in here, and it clones where you
Yeah,
see,
it's just wiping out that glow.
it wipes out that glow, that alpenglow. Alpen.
And that's
and
just
then-
going to always be caused when we push those raw files.
Yep, you push these raw files, you're going to get these glows. You don't have to worry about them. You just have to deal with them. They're easy to deal with. And you can see the little plus sign shows where it's sampling from. But the reason, so you can see my brush is like way over onto the mountain, but it doesn't erase the mountain because when you chose darken, you're telling Photoshop, don't mess with it unless it's brighter than the sky.
So it's getting the glow because the glow is really bright.
Yeah, the glow is brighter than the sky where we clicked. And you can get rid of the. Ooh,
Oh,
that
see,
was my
that's
mistake.
when you sample too close there.
Yeah, see how watch the little plus sign is getting close to the mountain. Don't let that happen because then it'll just copy mountain.
Well, and then the mountain is pretty dark, so it'll say, "Oh, you want it to be
Oh,
darker."
yeah. All right, so there we go. So I think that's not a bad
I might
overall look.
take out some distracting elements, like down on the bottom. There's like some schmutz right there.
Yeah, there's some schmutz.
I might take out that schmutz.
Hey, he's right. There's schmutz. Yeah, and I generally will clean up an image, so that was a good call. There's schmutz. You don't want schmutz in your stuff.
No.
I'm just using the spot healing brush right
Yeah,
here.
because those little things like that really help. Because you don't want like that random stuff in there, especially right in your foreground, because your eye will immediately go to it.
Yeah, and schmutz.
Yeah. Yes.
We're de-schmutzing it. And you can do as much as
Yeah,
you
you can do
want,
much
but,
as little
but
you
I think
want.
we kind of got
You got to
the-
really get out that stuff in the foreground is very important because your subject is that edge of that rock to that peak, so you don't want my eye to be going away from it.
Yeah, I don't think that looks too bad.
Yeah.
Now let's go look at the original if we can. Let me reopen it here over out of the bridge. Let's reopen it, and that's the original. So the original was kind of dark, and then I don't know where the other one went to. Oh, I guess it opened the other one over it. Well, you saw the after, so we're just gonna go.
Well, bummer.
This is what we got. Yeah, it kind of, yeah, so that's
there
what
you
it
go.
did. So There's before, and there. It's a nice photo too. I think the
love it.
photographer did a very nice job.
All right, now I've got to go. I got to be honest now because I didn't want to taint you. I actually know this photographer.
Oh yeah.
This is on my workshop in Badlands.
Oh, well, that's
Yeah.
nice.
So it was very nice, and it actually wasn't a long exposure. That was this guy we had.
Wow.
But I like how you added. I thought that was really cool how you added the little bump or the little like kind of oomph to it because it's like it had the long exposure. I think her exposure was only like 1/15 of a second.
Hey,
but that bumped it right up.
you know what I didn't do though? I didn't sharpen it at the end. That's the last thing I normally do.
Yeah, I didn't want to taint your opinion on it. So.
I would use Topaz Sharpen AI. However, this is my new MacBook Air, and I have to go uninstall and reinstall because this is what happens when I just dragged it over. I get a processing error.
Uh-oh.
So, but that's
Yeah,
on
you gotta
me. That's,
reinstall
I got to
it.
reinstall. That's all I got to do. So instead of that, we're going to just use the standard old
Sharpening.
unsharp mask, sharpen, unsharp mask, and we'll add some. That's pretty punchy sharpening right there. So let's see what that looks like. You got to go up a little closer. Yeah, see how it gets that little oomph. That's
And
what we need.
the other thing is, I had that same lens there. You got the 10 to 22, and Rami's standing right there and sees like these shots, and he went,
I gotta
"Man."
get a 10 to 20.
Well, and he's like, Nikon doesn't make it. I don't know. I might switch. You know, he's like, that's the first time I was like, Rami was like, well, maybe I could switch to Canon.
Rami. All right, I'm going to consider one last thing. I can't let this image go. I really like this image.
Oh, it's beautiful. I love
click on the photographer. Click on the masking icon. Click on linear gradient and darken a little bit up there.
Oh yeah.
So
See
just
that?
darken a little bit up
Yeah.
there. And you see
Yeah.
this, very often.
That printed out would be really cool.
Oh man, that on metal.
Metal.
Yeah. All right, that's pretty good.
I love it.
I think we need to take a break though.
Yeah.
After that, it's kind of like,
Yeah, we come back. We're gonna have some more images.
You
So
tell people
stick
how to enter the
around.
contest?
Yeah, we did.
All right.
It's kel.by/grid prize.
We got good stuff today.
We do.
Come join us at kelby1live.com and build your photography skills online. Training is our expertise. Each of you deserves to master Adobe Lightroom. Learn from the best in the business with over 20 sessions. We are dedicated to making you proficient in Adobe Lightroom. Get a competitive advantage and access the digital library for a full year. It's time to join us.
I'm really excited to tell you about my latest Kelby 1 class, the AI Mindset. Now, in this class, I introduce you to the exciting world of AI imaging for photographers. I cover how you can easily transform your snapshots into a more artistic image. I'll also show you how to create AI videos, like the short video I created from a still photo I took in Death Valley. AI is just the newest tool I am using to express my creative vision. It's a tool I think you will enjoy using too. This class is not about buttons and menus. It's about how to think about AI and how you can express your creative vision. You will see that with AI, you are many things: an artist, an art director, a graphic artist, a storyteller, and much more. Here I created an image that illustrates that we are just on the tip of the AI iceberg. So I really hope you can join me for my latest class only on kelby1.com.
Hey everybody, we're back, Scott and Eric, and
All right, editing
it is
images.
How to edit your photo day. Let's take a look at this one here.
All right.
Very nice image, very nicely compiled, composed. Yeah, I'm kind of tired today. I don't know why. All right.
But that's where the feedback was. They're concerned. They just don't know. They know it needs to be straightened in the perspective and the overall edit to bring out the colors that were there. So they're looking like, how do I straighten in perspective, get it in line? They know that that's a problem.
Yeah, I'd do that first. I would get that.
Just really making the colors
Well,
pop.
let's just hit auto and see where we're at. Yeah, autumn didn't. I mean, it just made it darker.
Yeah,
I mean, the colors are
contrasted
more
it up
vibrant,
without contrast.
right? But let's go choose this one. Here's what we were trying to do earlier.
Yeah.
Adaptive color. And here's kind of the difference. So they're both AI based, but the adaptive color actually tries to do two things. Number one, it gets your color in line, right?
Yep.
But then look at this. All of your sliders are still set to 0. When you hit auto instead, it moves the sliders to an auto adjustment.
Mm-hmm.
So when you start making changes, it changes what the auto did. This goes on top of what adaptive color did.
Yeah.
And in this case, I think adaptive color looks okay, so we're going to start with this one. But let's get the perspective issue fixed first. This can go one of two ways. It can be a one-click fix, or then we got to go to work. But let me tell you how you know there's a perspective issue. And can you show me on camera? The whole building is kind of leaning back like this. It's not just leaning back. It's kind of leaning back at an angle. Now, take a look back on screen. Look at the floor in the very front. And this is what I often use to see if something is messed up. Look how the tile on the left, and it's the red tiles and white tiles. Yep. You can see that it's off, right?
Right.
So let's go for the easy method. Let's go, in Lightroom, you would actually click on the transform panel, and you're going to go right here to upright, and you're going to click the letter A and hope for the best.
Pretty good.
It didn't do a bad job.
Good.
However, I think I would probably scale it down a little bit because it cropped off some of that stuff in the front. So actually, right there looks pretty good.
Really good.
You're going to have a gap here.
We're just going to
You're
fill
going to have
that.
a gap there, and you can fix that in Photoshop. That's really easy to do. You can either use content-aware fill, which content-aware fill would be my preferred one because it uses pixels that are already in the image. Sometimes it is fantastic. Sometimes it's absolute trash. If that happens, then you can go to generative fill. But let's just stay where we are right now. So this is good, I think.
Now, if you wanted it to be completely center, you can see that the crop isn't completely center.
Right. So look at this little nub at the top of the crop tool.
Yeah.
So it's off by just a little. But what's weird, Eric, look down here. This one looks like it's in the middle of the tiles. But it's not off by much.
Not off by much.
So let's take it from the top here. Let's just pull this in a little and see if we can get that nub centered
right there.
right like there.
But you can see where that could be centered, but then the floor is looking off.
Yeah, the floor is close. We're going to have to fix that in Photoshop.
Yeah.
All right. Well, actually, let's just go ahead and fix it in Photoshop right now. Let's just go over there while we're
Do we
talking
have to do
about
anything
it.
else here before, though?
I mean, there's plenty to do here. Yeah, but I'm just okay. We'll just move on to the editing, and we'll go back and fix the other issues later.
Yeah.
All right. So here's what I think the issue is that I want to balance the colors, not the colors. I want to balance the light in the photo. The problem is you have very bright areas here and up here and here. Over here's nicely lit. Over here and here and here. All this beautiful color and detail is all in the shadows.
Yeah, it's very
and so
dark.
is this down here. And I would handle this old school. I would go get the masking tool. I would go choose the brush. I would pick a random amount of exposure and then go start cleaning all of this, just paint over all of it. Because I'm trying to balance the color, and I don't want to paint over the windows. I don't want to make them brighter.
And the other, you're not going and doing this globally, because if you do this globally, you're going to affect the bright areas too.
Yeah, I just want to paint over that area. Look what was that, 30 seconds? And let's look at the difference just that mask made.
Huge difference.
I
Like
think
you
it's
turned on the lights.
Yeah, I think it's a little too bright, so I would probably tone it down a little bit. Here, let's just pull it back a little bit. But
still, that's night and day.
now you're bringing in the color and stuff that you want. You're still missing this over here, so that's on me right there. Oh, all right, so you notice I painted over it and it's not still bright enough. Look at the other side.
Yep.
And then look over here. In this case, you would just go add another brush. Create a new mask, brush, and we'll just paint over it with another brighter brush, a smaller one maybe a little bit. And just kind of go in there. Now, I spilled over. If you spill over, you would hold the Option key if you're on a Mac or the Alt key if you're on Windows and just paint over where you spilled over. So you don't want that spilling over. Now, it's still too bright, but now we have independent control of just that one area and maybe somewhere. How's that look about right there? Yeah. It's not as bright as the other side.
But you can't. You're not going to be able to match it because you'd have to really bump it up.
But
and
I
then
think
it'd be
that's
off.
better at least.
Yeah, it's better. Now, are you going to do anything with opening it up down on the bottom column?
That's coming next. Yeah. Yep. Let's go here. Go back to brush. Pick a random amount of exposure, and then we're going to brush this whole area in. And you don't want to go all the way up because it's lit up there. So I'm using a very soft edge brush, and I'm trying to kind of ease up into that so it doesn't, and I would go here too. And over here. Ooh, we're starting to get there.
Yeah, it's looking a lot better.
You know what though? I'm thinking I shouldn't have darkened this as much, the roof. I'm thinking I'm going to bring it back up a little. Like
yeah, it
maybe to
looks
there.
Good, yeah.
And so here's the other thing I would do. You're getting blue in this marble here because there's shade inside, and the photographer probably had it on auto white balance, which is what most of us do. So I would get rid of that blue, and one way you could do that makes it, because if I remove the blue, it will remove the blue in the floor as well. So do this instead. Go here, go choose brush, and you're going to go down here to color and go desaturate, because this is like supposed to be gray, right? So let's just take the blue out. Let's take a little more saturation out. So we don't have any blue, just where the marble is. There's some green in there too, but you're getting close there. You know what, I hate to say it, I think I need to do a little more brush work right above where those lights are here, and here it's a little dark.
Yeah.
So let's just do a little bit of exposure and paint over those areas and see if I can't even them out a little better. And that's not the greatest job I've ever done. But let's see if maybe even opening the shadows will help a little there. Just trying to balance it with the stuff downstairs, so something in there. I could probably use a little more tweaking, but at least we're getting the colors to be vibrant and popping and all that kind of stuff. So if we go to a side by side, you can see we've straightened out the floor. I think the floor might be a little dark now. What do you think, Mr. K?
Yeah, it's a little dark now.
Let's go add another brush. Actually, you don't need a brush. You could use a linear gradient.
Or even a radial, too.
Drag it that way, and then just brighten up the whole floor.
Yeah, not much.
But it's already a shiny thing, so it needs clarity. If it's shiny and you want it to be shinier, look at that. Boom! That's some shiny floor. All right, I think outside of that, we just have to deal with the corners. Now, the question is will content-aware fill, which is our first choice, do the job? Let's select this corner. Whoops, that's kind of bad. This corner. And then click to select it. Hold the Shift key, and that way we can do both sides at one time and not have to do this twice. All right, and then we go under the Edit menu to Fill and choose Content Aware, which is the default, should be the default. Let's click and see how it does. Hey.
It did a bad job on one side.
It messed up on this side. So that's when you get the clone stamp tool, the regular clone stamp tool, switch it off of darken, and what we're going to do is just go extend that tile over there a little bit, because it did okay for part of it, but part of it is stinking up the place. So let's go make a bigger brush, and we're going to copy this part of the floor kind of over that way. Hey, why is it like, oh, it's still set to darken. I'm thinking,
there you
I
go.
said change it to normal, but I didn't actually do it. Yeah, that looks like trash. Hang on. let's maybe start right here, and we'll start a little sooner. So we're gonna have to do it a couple of times to get it to extend correctly. Let's make this a little brighter. Oh, I don't want that shine in there. Hold on. And this is a sloppy job, but you get the idea of what you're gonna have to do. Or, if it still looks sloppy, which I think it does, you could select this whole area over here that does not look good.
Yeah.
And just go to generative fill and hit generate. And it will try to generate from scratch something that fits that pretty close. And I think it'll be pretty close. So wait for it.
And you can also do that in the beginning too. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's not so great, but you get 3 choices. How about the second one? Second one's not bad. Third one is the best.
Yeah.
So when you find the best one, you want to click this arrow up. What does this mean? Raise the resolution of the area that I just fixed. Now, when I click it, one of 2 things is going to happen. It either says enhancing image, or it's going to tell you that it doesn't need to be enhanced. It's already at the same resolution as the photo. That's a pretty small fix. I don't think it's going to do it, but let's try it. No, it did it. It enhanced the detail in there so it looks same resolution as the rest. Then my finishing move here would be, let's merge those 2 together. Let's go to camera raw, and I would definitely throw a little bit of a vignette around the outside edge. Something like that. Look at the difference.
Oh yeah.
Right? Focuses you nice on the inside. And then, of course, we're going to finish off with a little sharpening a Rooney.
There's one other thing I would do.
All right. Well, I'll stop the sharpening.
On the right side in the green versus the left side in the green, there's a thing there.
Yep, there's
it's
the
just
thing.
throwing off the balance.
Nope,
with
he's
my
right.
eye.
There's the thing.
I don't. It looks like maybe a directory or something. Which, again, if you're
Doesn't
doing
need to be
photojournalism, you can keep it in there. If you're not doing it, take it out.
We're so far past photojournalism.
Yeah, we're so far.
at this
We're so
point.
far past that. Take it out.
Oh, it didn't do a very good fill there. Look at that fill. Let's try to make it maybe smaller. It did not do a good. I did that. What you call it? Fill. Content aware, and it did not.
No, it did not
right,
like
but you
it.
know what
It's
you can
not
do?
liking it.
You can do a second one.
Yeah.
So it left a little remnants behind.
There you
That's
go.
Pretty close.
That's
And
close enough.
There's one more right
Good
there.
enough.
This should do it. Yeah, people will do content aware fill and they'll go, oh, it didn't work, and then they just abandon it. But you know, you're 2 clicks
Yeah.
away from being there.
Yeah,
All right.
No, that looks more balanced. Yeah. My
Yeah,
eyes are
so
getting
that's
ticked over there.
the basic balance. Now, I'm going to throw one last thing out there for you to consider. Oh, we could brighten these 2 alcoves,
Yeah, you could.
but there's one more thing I would do, is I might brighten the whole image. So hear me out. I'm going to overly brighten it so I can pull this next move. So I'm going to bring it up by like a stop. This is something I do a lot. Maybe a half stop. All right, a little over a half stop. Then I'm going to duplicate the layer in Photoshop and change the blend mode to multiply. And then I dial in the right amount using this opacity slider. And it makes the colors look really rich and everything look really rich. Like right in there. All right, that would be my edit right there.
Boy, that's crazy.
But,
Look at where you were. Because, you know, that's what most people would see that first raw photo and be like, eh.
Let's go look at the first one. Here, I'm going to duplicate it, and then we'll revert the Montana State Capitol. Let's go to revert. Oh, it's not going to go all the way back to the
it's not
beginning.
gonna go all
so
the way
I'll have
back.
to go
You
to
have to go, like, open up the raw file and then reset it.
Yeah, let me open up the raw file. The raw file. And then we'll have to go here to defaults. Reset to default.
Right there.
Yeah, that's where we started.
Yeah.
So that's where we started, and then that's where we ended.
Yes.
So it's a little
Much better.
straighter.
Much better.
Yeah, but it was a nice photo to begin with.
Yes.
You know, if you start with a good photo, you can make it great in Photoshop. If you start with a bad photo, it's still going to be a bad photo.
Every day, all day.
All right, let's take a short break. When we come back, we got some shout outs and stuff, and we'll be right back with you live here on the grid. Don't go away.
All right.
Come join us at kelby1live.com and build your photography skills online. Training is our expertise. Each of you deserves to master Adobe Lightroom. Learn from the best in the business with over 20 sessions. We are dedicated to making you proficient in Adobe Lightroom. Get a competitive advantage and access the digital library for a full year. It's time to join us.
Hello, my name is John Dukes, and I want to invite you to watch my Kelby One class, Blue Hour Mastery, how to create dynamic cityscape photography. You're going to create photos that are going to impress everyone you show. People are going to get that wow effect. We're going to learn how to scout the location, what Blue Hour is, all the different levels of twilight that you could shoot your photo in, camera settings. We're going to talk about gear. We're going to talk about how to take that photo from being a snapshot to a gorgeous cityscape image that you're going to want to hang up on your wall. So come join me at kelby1.com. We're going to have a lot of fun.
One, two, three, go! Hey everybody, Kirk Nelson here from Pixel Pro Photography, and I am down here again at Kelby One Studios in Oldsmar, Florida. This is Photoshop Secrets for Speed and Style. Deadlines are looming, and you have to work smart and fast. I'm going to show you some of the best Photoshop features to optimize your workflow so you can make Photoshop work better for you, and you can actually hit your deadlines with time to spare for some of the creative work. We're talking about custom smart objects. We're talking about actions, custom brushes, and you can actually hit your deadlines with time to spare for some of the creative work. Only here at kelby1.com.
All right, we're back, Scott and Erik, and it's How to Edit Your Photo Day, and we are looking at another image. Take a look on screen.
All right, and for this one, comment was they like the pose, and they usually underexpose when shooting with their camera. While most of it bright and easy, they're having a problem with the face, and they'd like suggestions on how to do post to boost, like getting the face brighter, and then also like to balance the light as well, and see how gritty you would go with it.
Yeah, so this is a 3-light setup. One coming from over here, a strip bank and a strip bank, and then over the top on a matte helmet, so it looks very nice.
Yeah, you can see the lights right in the helmet.
Yeah,
one,
you can
two,
see all the
three.
lights. Okay, so but we move those. So sometimes this was taken during the Kelby One VIP Summit. So so he asked about balancing, or she asked about balancing the light. So I'm going to start there. Let's go. Well, we can hit auto and see what that does. That helped quite a bit.
Yeah.
But there's still a big balance between the highlights here, and I would just bring this up, but just a little bit. When you do this look, the side lights are kind of the main lights. So let's do this. Let's work on his face. Let's get the masking tool. Let's get the brush. Sometimes the brush is so helpful. Let's open up the exposure a little bit, and let's just go right in here, maybe even a little shadows. You don't want to go much more than that.
Yeah. You just want some.
He's
detail
inside
in
a
there.
helmet. He shouldn't
Yeah.
be like super bright, right?
Yeah.
So I think something like right there, and then well, I'm going to look on my screen instead of the one here. I could go maybe a tad more with opening up the shadows, and then you could go. Let's see if it recognizes this. Let's go to people. Let's see if it selects his hair. Yeah. So this is something I commonly do. Let's go create and go to shadows and bring up a little detail in his hair. All right, now I think the other secret to this is going to be, well, two things, is increasing the amount of whites so the highlights come out. Now we can just try highlights and see what that does, but I'm afraid what it's going to do to his clothes. But what if we did masking, create a new mask, and we say select people? Then we go to just his body skin.
Yeah.
Then you go, okay, and then we're just going to increase the whites and the highlights just in his skin so it pops. Now I'm going to show you something weird. Let's do this. One arm is
There's some
brown,
color balance
and
issue,
the
right?
other arm is okay. So let's do this.
Weird. Yeah.
Let's go create new mask, people.
Yeah.
body skin,
I know, yeah, and then you're going to
create,
subtract it out.
and then we're going to hit this button right here.
Subtract.
So when it selects more than you want, you go to subtract.
Yep.
We're going to go to subtract, and I'm just going to use the brush, and I'm going to brush away this arm. So we don't want to affect that arm. We don't want to affect his face or any of that stuff. All we want to affect is his left arm. Here's what I'm going to do. Hear me out. I'm going to go to color, and I'm simply going to desaturate it. Watch.
Just
Come
get
on.
it
What
to
do you
match.
think?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that
That's
masks.
it.
And the last thing that I think I might do, now his pants are completely black, so you could bring those out a little bit, maybe with a brush, but I was going to open this up a little too. So that's going to be a little. Just go select brush. Brush is the most under-heralded tool. It's so handy to just get in here and pop a little color wherever you want. That's too much.
So especially you got to have a soft edge brush.
Yeah,
brush for
mine
this
is
stuff.
mine is very soft, but let's bring that down a little bit. You don't want it to
If
be
you
too
don't like the
much.
brush, it's usually because you're using a hard edge brush.
Yeah, I think that looks pretty good right there. I think
just a little bit.
All right, but I think he's a little crooked. I think everything's a little crooked. Let's go here to rotate and just pull him a little up to the left, like that.
Yeah.
Hit constrain crop and it'll crop it up for you. And then I would do one more thing. I would go grab a paper texture, which I grabbed one here real quick on the break. Select all, copy, and paste it on top of him. Now it's not as big as the whole thing, so we'll just hold Option and drag from the corners. All right, so now you got him on one layer, paper texture on the other layer. I'm gonna go to hide this and go to the bottom layer, and I'm gonna go select subject. So that should select him, and it did. So now I make, while the selection's still in place, you can see the outline of his body there.
Yep.
Just hit delete. Now, that looks stupid because we need to change the blend mode. Let's try overlay. That's not bad.
It's not bad.
How about multiply?
Ooh, I like that better.
Ooh, multiply looks pretty good. And we can lower the opacity if we think it's a little too dark. Bring back some of the original light.
That's nice.
Ooh, that's pretty nice there. And lastly, let's go back to camera raw. And let's darken the edges all the way around. Let's go to effects, add a little vignette.
Yeah.
And Bob's your uncle.
Money.
Now, wait, I forgot one more thing, right? You could go and add some clarity to this guy. Make him look, hold on.
You might just
I
select
gotta
subject.
mask him, go to select subject, go to all the way down here to clarity, and you could, really bring out that helps bring out the highlights.
That creates that grittiness too with the athlete.
So a little bit of clarity, a little bit of texture, and I think we're golden here.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that came out pretty good, I think. So
Yeah.
something along those lines, I think I would do that.
So can you show people where we started?
Yeah,
on
let's
that
go
one?
see where we started, because we started in a pretty good place. It was a very good photo
it's
to
a good
begin
pho-
with.
but
So
that's usually how it is. You start
Right.
with a good photo, and you make it a great photo. That's what
and
you
we'll
do.
go to reset to default. So there's where we started, and there's where we ended up.
Yeah.
And you could make the case that maybe he's a little too bright. So if that's your case, it's easy enough to fix. Just go to, I think he is a little too bright.
Yeah.
Let's go to camera raw, select subject, and just darken the exposure just a little bit all the way around.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, that's better. And it just suits the background a little bit better. It's gritty. It's,
That's cool.
Yeah, that's not bad. I'm pretty happy with that one.
Yeah, me
Did we
too.
do our shout outs?
No, we've got Debbie saying hi from Nashville, Jorge saying hi from Costa Rica, Cindy saying hi from Idaho, Mary saying hi from Reno, Nevada, Stan saying hi all the way from Bowie, Maryland, Daniel saying hi from Zurich,
Hold on,
Switzerland.
I got to give a shout out to Daniel.
Yeah.
Last week when I was in Switzerland, Daniel came from Zurich over to where we were in Interlaken. Had a great lunch with him and his wife, lovely wife Claudia. and they brought us chocolates, which we have some of them here
In the office, yeah.
We were talking about them today, and just such lovely people. Really was such a great time. We had a great lunch and lots of laughs, and Daniel's a character. He's a great guy.
Oh, yeah.
And his wife, Claudia, is just as sweet as she could be. It was really, really nice. Anytime I get to meet up with a Kelby One community member, that was very cool. Thank you, Daniel, for
So
for
we got
making the
people
trip.
joining us all around the world, but we have to take a break. When we come back, are we going to wrap up with one final image?
Let's do one. Wait, Kelly Jones. Kelly Jones is here from a rainy Westworth Village. Thank you
Yes.
for tuning in, Mr. Mayor.
All right, we'll see you back here in a minute.
All righty.
Come join us at kelbyonelive.com and build your photography skills online. Training is our expertise. Each of you deserves to master Adobe Lightroom. Learn from the best in the business with over 20 sessions. We are dedicated to making you proficient in Adobe Lightroom. Get a competitive advantage and access the digital library for a full year. It's time to join us.
Hello, my name is John Dukes, and I want to invite you to watch my Kelby One class, Blue Hour Mastery, how to create dynamic cityscape photography. You're going to create photos that are going to impress everyone you show. People are going to get that wow effect. We're going to learn how to scout the location, what Blue Hour is, all the different levels of twilight that you could shoot your photo in, camera settings. We're going to talk about gear. We're going to talk about how to take that photo from being a snapshot to a gorgeous cityscape image that you're going to want to hang up on your wall. So come join me at kelby1.com. We're going to have a lot of fun.
One, two, three, go! Hey everybody, Kirk Nelson here from Pixel Pro Photography, and I am down here again at Kelby One Studios in Oldsmar, Florida. This is Photoshop Secrets for Speed and Style. Deadlines are looming, and you have to work smart and fast. I'm going to show you some of the best Photoshop features to optimize your workflow so you can make Photoshop work better for you, and you can actually hit your deadlines with time to spare for some of the creative work. We're talking about custom smart objects. We're talking about actions, custom brushes, and you can actually hit your deadlines with time to spare for some of the creative work. Only here at kelby1.com.
Hey, we're back. We're looking at some more images. We didn't get through all the shout outs, but we got Mario here from Rome, Italy,
Yeah.
Roma.
We got Ira saying hi from Florida, Karen saying hi from Illinois, Claudia saying hi from Canada, Kevin saying hi from England, Lori saying hi from Newfoundland, Elizabeth saying hi from Wisconsin, Anna saying hi from Israel. So we got, again, all over the
Did we
world.
get Rory from sunny London?
No, Rory from sunny London. Oh, that was
Rory
right
says,
after.
so good to see blue sky.
There you go.
All right.
We got one final image here.
All right, let's
For
take a
today.
look at this one. And what were the comments?
This one was I'm working on a project where I meet people and I take their picture. This image shoots what was nice but kind of boring. Could I improve it better? Could I make it pop? It seems like the pose, I could have done something with it, but just struggling to get it like kind of a warm, fuzzy, friendly picture.
Yeah. Well, actually, I don't think this is as bad as you think it is. I think the picture's actually pretty good. Are there some things that we can do in post? Yeah, we'll try a couple different things. I think the first thing is the predominant thing in this photo is a bunch of moss, gray moss in the front.
Yeah, it's not helpful.
So I might, number one, start off by just doing a square crop. Let's get the crop like more. Oh no, let me turn off the lock here. I think we want it more square. You can take off a little of that and a little of that and make it more square. I think that will help in the first place. Number two is look at your lighting. Your lighting's not bad at all.
Not bad at all.
Right? You got a lit side of her face, kind of almost Rembrandt lighting, nice shadows on the other side. I think this is better than you think. Some things that I think might help is to warm it up, literally just warm it up. They're in the shade and there's a little bit of a blue look to it. Not much, it's not terrible, but let's go towards warm and kind of warm it up a little bit. Mm-hmm. All right, maybe just to right there and maybe a touch of magenta. But moving it towards yellow will instantly warm it up, and you'll see how cold it was.
Yeah.
So I think right there, that really warms up the image quite quite a bit. Now, here's my next question. That dog. What about that dog you got? That's a nice dog. I like that dog. I think we need to bring out some detail and dimension in the dog, but I don't know if there is a masking find the dog. There's people, right?
You can do objects.
So the object select tool, let's see if it gets us a dog. Oh, wait, that's bad. Hold on. Don't move. Don't breathe. All right.
That did not work.
Yeah, that didn't work at all.
It didn't work at all.
It didn't
But
switch
it
tools.
didn't switch tools, yeah.
Let's go to
Let's try it
select
again.
objects. No, look at that. It's the it's getting me the magnifying glass instead of the tool.
Try switching to the brush there for a second, the object select brush, just to see like if does it work. I don't know.
Oh, look, it was going to work, and then there's something funky going on.
Something funky going on.
Do I? Oh, I still have the before and after on. Oh, okay.
No wonder.
All right. So that's
User error.
Operator error. Yeah, user error. Let's try new. Select objects.
You can go back to that one.
And then we get to dog.
So you just draw over
We
this
get to
object you
dog.
want to
Ooh, we
select,
got
and
the
boom.
dog. All right, I would go into the shadows so we can see more dog.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That's a nice dog.
Probably could warm the dog up a little bit more too now.
Yeah, we can warm up a dog. Just a little bit of dog. There we go.
Yeah.
Now, another thing that would help, I think, is you could bring in some sunshine over here. Now, there's a lot of ways to do it. I'm going to tell you, if I was doing this and this was my portrait, I would go over to On1 Effects, and I'll show you that in a minute. But if you want to say, no, I don't have On1 Effects, which is sad, really. No, is go get the masking, get a brush. So big brush, big hit of light with big yellow and lots of magenta. Big brush, big brush. You have to do it on this side because that's where the light's coming from.
Yep.
And pop one over there. That's too much. Well, you never know, right? You're guessing.
That's why you over exaggerate and pull back, right?
Right. And I think I would. That sky is just so blown out over there that I think we can actually put more yellow into the regular image now too, because we're going to make it more sunset-y. So I don't want to go too far, but that sky is really not happening. Let's go to select sky, and let's pull back the highlights so it's not just.
Yeah.
I don't know about the sky. All right, I'm going to leave the brush there for now, but I think it would be much better if you did this.
I think also that's where you would flip over to On1 Effects because it's going to treat it better than what.
Yeah, this big brush is. I'm not super digging it. Where's the big brush here?
Right there.
Yeah. And it might be just I need to tweak the settings a little bit. Maybe the settings
now you're on
on
the
big
sky
brush, or just maybe it's just too much. You know, maybe something more like that. But I like that burst of light, and that's what I would put in there. And a vignette will also help this one. I know I've been kind of doing that a lot today. But go to effects and bring in a nice vignette. Would kind of bring it in nice. That's starting to look pretty nice.
Something happened in the back right with that sky layer.
Oh, what happened back there?
It's your sky layer. You got to go to that mask for the sky.
Ooh, that sky, did something bad happen?
Yeah, I think something happened there. Yeah, see, like it.
Yeah, we're just going to leave the sky. But this sky is an issue. It's drawing your eye. But this is like not a bad, not a bad rendition of it. So it's going in the right direction. It's warmer. You got the darker edges. You can see the dog. Everybody looks warmer. But I'm going to take this off. Let me just get rid of that mask and the big mask here. Let's open it, and I'll show you what I would do in On1 Effects. By the way, just in case you don't know, I do a podcast called One on One, and it's just me doing tricks and stuff on one. I did one yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Yes.
Tuesday?
2 days ago.
Tuesday.
No.
I don't know.
I think it was
did
yesterday.
a couple days ago, but if you go to like any of the Kelby One accounts, Kelby One on Twitter or Kelby One wherever, we post them up there. You can also find them on YouTube on youtube.com/Kelby1. So I would go in probably with On1 Effects. Let's go to On1 and choose Effects. And there's all kinds of stuff. There's one filter I like that they call Sunshine. That's very nice. And you just go, hang on, it has to download its update. First time you load it, it does that. All right, add filter. Let's go look at Sunshine first. It's this one right here. Did you see that? Look at that.
Yeah.
See, it kind of adds a little sunshiny look to it?
Yeah.
So I'd put that down first, and then I would go and add sun flare. And see how it adds a flare? I don't like that particular flare, but you can choose from all kinds of different flares.
You can put the flare of the different corners.
Yeah, I would flip it in the different corner too, because you can do that as well. Let's just choose this flare, but we want to flip it to the other corner over there. And that might be a little hot, so you can lower the amount. But it looks like the sun's over there. And then you can go add, watch this, ready? We're gonna go to add a new filter. We're gonna hit vignette, and we're gonna choose a big softy. Oh yeah. Hey, that's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I think I might have pushed it a little far. But
yeah, but I think you're over accentuating the effect, so you
Yeah.
can see like that's how you add that warmth and that like coziness to the image. And then I think taking out that dead stuff up front really helped.
yeah, that really made the biggest difference. And also bringing out the dog,
Yeah.
right? Because I think your subject's
That's
nice.
what it's about.
I think
Yeah.
you photographed it well. I think
Oh,
the
yeah.
photo is actually very, very good. So don't let that.
Yeah,
that
the
throw
lighting
you.
is beautiful. Yeah.
Alrighty, let's give away some prizes.
Yeah, we got the Platypod mag is going to John Seal. The iPhone photography book's going to Cheryl Babel. Or Bab.
Oh, the iPhone photography book, you're getting the ebook because it's available now. So you can get an ebook version of it right now. Anybody can get the ebook
Okay.
version, but you'll get that right away.
And the night photography book is going to Jim Karofsky. And then the Adobe Photoshop Lightroom Classic book is going to Krista Church. And then the On One No Noise is going to Craig Jacquart. And there you go. Great. We already have your contact information. Don't gotta contact us.
Yeah, don't have
Send
to
it out
contact
to you.
us because we got a new form. I'm going to go fix one thing in here. It looks a little washed out now. You need to make a few.
That's the
little
thing. We
tweaks.
can keep on tweaking these things forever, right?
That's better though, I think. Right
Yeah,
there, look.
Yeah.
See, it kind of had a hot spot in there.
Yep.
I think that's a little better.
Yeah.
So let's go look at the original, and then we'll reopen that one. And we'll go back to the defaults.
Yeah. So if you look from there.
Yeah, I
to
think it's
there.
better.
Yeah.
It's not killer. I don't think I did a killer job on that. I think I did a okay job on that. Some of the other ones I did today, I'm happy with. I'm
But-
not as happy as that one.
I
That
think
one
you're
looks like
leading you down the path, right?
Yeah, I'm leading you down the path to do better than I did, which would not be very hard. All right. So don't forget, next week is the Lightroom conference, our 6th year. Come and join us, and it'll make a huge difference. If you like the stuff that you saw today, and you want to learn how to do amazing stuff in Lightroom, then it's that same kind of stuff. It's all that stuff that makes a huge difference. A lot of what I did today was masking.
Yep.
All that masking is in Lightroom. So, and there's other stuff that's in Lightroom that we didn't get to touch on, of course, at all
Yeah,
today.
basically you were sitting mostly in Camera Raw, which is basically the develop module.
Yes,
in
the
Lightroom.
develop module of Lightroom. Same sliders in the same order that do the same stuff, written by the same people with a different name.
Sometimes called a different thing.
Just to throw you off a little bit. Anyway, it's going to be a great couple of days. And as much time as we spend in Lightroom, isn't it worth just a couple of days to dig in? Because remember, you could be 2 clicks away from that look you've always been waiting for. And man, when you learn one of those new things, it is so exciting. You know, because after you've used Lightroom for, years, you're in that space where, man, if I learn one thing that I use every day, that one thing was worth it. You can learn one thing. You're going to learn way more than one thing. You're going to learn a ton of stuff.
And don't forget, if you enter if you come to the conference, we have a photo contest that all the attendees.
That's true. We
enter.
do have a photo contest that's
Yeah.
open to you as well.
Yeah.
So make sure you submit to
Yeah.
that contest as well. It's going to be a great time, and I hope to see you guys there. Everybody have a great weekend,
Yeah.
and we will see you. And Normally, when we have a conference, we don't have a grid. But
Now
we
we
moved the
do.
grid to Thursday, so we will see you again next Thursday. Take care, everybody.
See ya.
There's our green color cast camera.
Come join us at kelby1live.com and build your photography skills online. Training is our expertise. Each of you deserves to master Adobe Lightroom. Learn from the best in the business with over 20 sessions. We are dedicated to making you proficient in Adobe Lightroom. Get a competitive advantage and access the digital library for a full year. It's time to join us.